And it's recording again. So it's a casual talk. So.
Okay.
Hello everyone, I am Junji Nukai, Professor of the Clean Energy Research Center of the University of Yamanashi. Today I invite two of my students from Africa for an interview to be watched at Study in Japan online fair for Sub-Saharan Africa 2021. So I want first Anna to introduce yourself. So please.
Yes. My name is Anna Kapulwa Mowetu. I'm from Namibia and I live in the capital city, Windhoek. I am employed at Namibia's power company as an energy trader. I'm employed at the company for almost 6 years, and my main job description is to focus and schedule electricity demand for the country every day. I am a family of 3. I have 2 elder siblings that both live in Namibia. I enjoy hiking, swimming, and playing hockey. Nice to meet you.
Hockey is dangerous? Is it a dangerous sport?
No, hockey is not dangerous, especially when you know the rules.
Okay.
It's quite interesting, especially the indoor hockey, because you need to control both the ball and on your shoes. Yes.
And Solomon, please.
Thank you. Prof. Solomon Mukesa from Nairobi, Kenya. Back in Kenya, I did mechanical engineering, and I did masters again in the same field. Then came to Japan last year to do PhD. In terms of personal, let's say, profession, back in Kenya, I was teaching at the university, specifically teaching workshop practice as well as engineering drawing. Then currently, of course, I switched a bit from now mechanical to, let's say, fuel cell, so it's a small change, but still in the same field. In terms of family-wise, I have one daughter called Lucy back in Kenya, but I didn't bring them here in Japan. Yes, that's about me. Now, in terms of sports, I can say I love to run a bit, then I love volleyball as the #1 sport. Yes.
Do you see any differences between students in Kenya and Japan?
Yes, I'd say there's a big difference, especially in terms of technical know-how, because I think in Japan there's more facilities, so students are more exposed to mainly know more about, let's say, the technical aspects of research, as well as how to operate different machines. In Kenya, it's mostly, let's say, theoretical in a way, but still on the same fields.
I see. So, Solomon, how and why did you come to Japan and to my lab?
Okay, my first reason for coming to Japan is because of the area I was interested in, fuel cells. If you remember the other day, there was this Tokyo Olympics, and there was plans by the Japanese government to use fuel cell vehicles, buses actually, to move people around. That was before COVID. So I wanted to be here when that is happening, and that's one of the reasons why I came to Japan. And then why maybe, let's say, Yamanashi specifically? You realize that there is a special research facility called Nano Center, and considering that Yamanashi is the one partnered, actually, Nano Center is next to Yamanashi University, so that was one attractive factor that made me choose University of Yamanashi in particular. And so now, so that's what, let's say, the main reason why I chose Yamanashi.
Thank you. And how about you, Anna?
Okay, so like I said, in 2019, I first experienced life in Japan for the first time. I came with a JICA training for about 6 months, and I got to know the quality of high standard in Japan and their cultural heritage. So this is one reason I was attracted to apply for my master's in Japan. So I got a scholarship from JICA to do my master's for 2 years here in Yamanashi. And the first thing that got me attracted to this specific university is that there are advanced technology laboratories, the Nano Center, in fuel cells. Why I chose this specific lab for Professor Inukai is because the field that I want to pursue my master's is fuel cell. And University of Yamanashi is one of the world's advanced laboratories in the world. So their lab is advanced with the latest technologies in fuel cell.
That's true.
And it becomes the best university for me to pursue my master's degree in fuel cells.
Thank you. So you came to Japan in July, right?
Yes, I
And
can.
it is August now. So
Yes.
what was the first impression, and where's the impression now? Has it changed, or it's the same, or?
Now, my first impression when I came to Yamanashi,
Mhm.
I was like, oh my God, why are there so many vineyards? Yamanashi has a lot of vineyards.
Mhm.
And another impression was it is so very clean,
Mm.
and I felt so peaceful. So
Oh,
what I
that's
can what I can say is that Yamanashi is a therapy. So
Oh, wow,
yes,
that's
it's a
good.
therapy. If you look over the horizon, right,
Mhm.
you will see Mount Fuji looking right back at you, right? And you feel so nice.
That's good.
So another impression of Yamanashi was that it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's really hot, and it's not only hot, the humidity is quite high.
Mhm.
So yes.
Yeah, but you don't miss like cities. Yamanashi is a small city. I like big cities like Tokyo. And you are from the capitals, right?
Yes.
And it's so small and it's peaceful. Well, yes, but I sometimes miss activities like theaters and soccer's and so on.
Yeah.
How was it? It's small.
Yeah, it's
Kofu is smaller than your home cities, right?
yes.
Okay, but I'd say, like in terms of, if you look at maybe the core activity, if you are to be, let's say, more interested in sports, maybe entertainment, then you'll find a noisy big city maybe conducive. But for research and, let's say, such serious work, and then Yamanashi is the real ideal city. Because you can be able to concentrate, you can be able to work, you can be able to hike.
Mhm.
So to me, it's a series of features that all seem to support intensive research
Mhm.
as well as enjoyment.
Yeah, about the climate. Solomon, you came last year in November. Was it
Yes.
November?
Yeah, November.
And you experienced the first winter,
Yes.
and you saw snow.
Yes. For the
And
first
how
time.
was the winter in Yamanashi?
I'd say it was colder than I anticipated.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like in Kenya, back in, let's say maybe Western Kenya, where I was born, you'll find a kid maybe from birth
Mhm.
to the time you join high school, you've never worn a sweater for even one day or even a jacket.
Mhm.
But for the first time I came to a city, I could not go out without a jacket because of the winter. So I'd say the winter is quite cold, but with the right, let's say the right attire, the right cloth,
Mhm.
I'd be able to beat it. It's no big deal. But it's truly cold.
Yeah, it's sad that we have no chances to go out together because in Japanese universities we go out often actually.
Yeah, actually.
Like we go out for skiing,
Yes,
for
I really
example.
wanted that. Skiing.
Hiking, and 2 years ago we went hiking onto Mount Fuji,
Oh, okay.
and we do a lot of those activities together in the lab. But this year we were not able to do it. So, Solomon, what is the impression of the university, this university, and the lab?
I'd say the university as a whole, in terms of research facilities, I was really impressed because I come from Africa. And in Africa, you move, let's say, even if you want a microscope, you'll find maybe there are several universities with microscopes which don't function. So you have to travel to a very far place to find a facility that actually works. So my first impression was the number of equipment and they all function. I was so impressed, I didn't expect it.
Good.
And then again, you find that most of the equipment, there's somebody who knows how to use it. You'll find some cases, maybe there are people with the facilities, but the people can't be able to use the facility. They're almost not existent. So for Yamanashi, I'd say lots of facilities, lots of people know how to use the facilities, very willing researchers, and that as a whole makes research very enjoyable. Yes.
And Anna?
Okay. The first impression of the university.
University, yeah.
So when I got to the university,
You first went to the dome and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, the dome,
you
yeah.
know,
Okay, let's
there is
start
an international dome, but it's a space.
It's a tiny room, but the
I'm sorry about
advantage
that.
is it's cozy, right? So everything is like in one place. But the university is huge compared, because I've never seen such a huge university. In Namibia, our universities are quite small. And the university itself, it's very, it's numbered. The buildings are numbered in a way for you to find the building. So you will not get lost or, miss a building. The laboratory has a lot of research equipment, right?
Yeah.
And they are all function, like he said, like Solomon said. I was impressed by the way the manuals are set up. It's so convenient for us, the international students, to use the machinery because there are manuals available in English. So in the lab, most Japanese students don't really speak fluent English, but if you need assistance, they are always, and I say always, eager to help.
That's good. That's
Yes.
good. I have a question, personal question. How are you having lunch?
Oh.
You're going to a convenience store, or you go to the school cafeteria, or
Okay, I
or
think
in the
I've
restaurants, or?
I've been switching between different approaches to the
I
lunch.
see.
Because initially we used to go to the cafeteria, cafeteria. Then along the way, I decided to be taking also to trying noodles. Then along the way, I switched from noodles to now the different foods at Lawson, because there are so many. If you're in, let's say you're in a hurry, you'll find it's much easier to take it's ready food at Lawson and take it. Still, once in a while, we go to the restaurants around for some unique experience. So it's a lunch hour. There are different ways you can do it. You can also bring lunch from the dormitory. Yes. So personally, I switch between whatever is convenient for me at that time. So I don't have like
Nice.
one particular approach.
What you
I normally just go to Lawson for lunch because they have a variety of healthy food, especially on the takeaway. I love their salads, and there's everything you can want for lunch in Lawson, and it's quite cheap.
But you cannot have everything, so please tell me. One thing that you miss, food
Food that I
from
miss.
your country.
Oh, I miss so many type of food from my country.
Yeah, that's
I
natural.
miss so much. I miss we have pap, that's like hard porridge, and I miss stew, like beef stew with a lot of local ingredients. I miss our traditional spinach. I miss this other type of bean mix. I tried to have it. I thought maybe natto will be the best. What is it? Supplement for it. But no, it's it doesn't. Yes.
Okay, I'd say personally, because we are known to be, okay, in Kenya there are different communities, and they all have different, let's say, like favorite foods. So like for my own community, which is Luhya in Kenya, our favorite is chicken. So immediately I found chicken in Yamanashi. I was at home. But then there's some other, like we eat chicken with ugali. So for the first few months, I came with packets of ugali, of the flour. So I would prepare ugali, eat with chicken. So now missing home at all. But of course that only, let's say, lasted for a few months, like 4 months. So once in a while, you wonder, is it possible for me to get ugali somewhere? Then you realize you can't. But eventually, you get used to it. It's no big deal.
So for the last question, please give the advices to African students who are willing to come to work in Japan or into this lab. So please.
Okay, my advice would be, if you are passionate about renewable energy and you'd like to do it, let's say, in an enjoyable way with lots of access to researchers who are knowledgeable in the area, you also want to be able to be in a good scenery, you can be able to go hiking, and you are really interested in, let's say, knowing how the new technologies work, then this is the place to come.
Oh, thank you. And Anna?
Okay, I would say that this is an amazing place to study, especially for a student. So, given all the research technology available here in the lab, I would highly recommend for you to do your research here. And for my African students, this in my own opinion, I would think that there is no better time to come and study or further your studies in Yamanashi than now.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our talk. And if you are interested in coming to Yamanashi, to Kofu, or to a lab, please send me emails. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you when you come.
See you.
Bye-bye. And thank you very much.
Thank
Let's
you.
see.
Yes, let's see.
Record.
Yeah.
Okay, I stop it.